Welcome to Rauta's Indie 5. This time we have, obviously, 5 indie releases here. Not big bands, not big names. Some positive ones, some not so positive ones. Let's start with the crappy one. First band, or let's say bands, are on a split release. This is by Nunslaughter and Paganfire. This is actually a reissue of a live split record called Obscure Visions of Satanic Arson. Here we don't have lyrics, but kind of an interview article. And, well, it's kind of a fitting considering this is split album and also live album. As you can see, here's when this was recorded. Both bands are massively, enormously active creators of music and various releases. Well, Nunslaughter is a terribly old band, already 1987 or something like that. They have almost 200 releases listed on Metal Archives. Only handful, maybe 4 of them are full-length albums and mostly just split ones and compilations. Too much maybe, but that's how they goes. And Paganfire is basically doing the same, just very much younger band. Almost 40 releases already out so far. Both are kind of combining different black death metal and whatever instruments, genres I mean, together and creating this kind of stuff. So basically they are fitting, together to create a split album. But what goes so horribly wrong with this one is that this is not a good live recording. Nunslaughter is a great band live. It's funny as hell, and their music kind of makes more sense on stage rather than on album. But here the sound is not that good. It's not like you get the vibe you would have if you were seeing them on stage, live presence and all that stuff. It's kind of like a boring version of that. Then when we go to Paganfire, not only the songs are crappier, but also the live sound is way worse. This is an album I don't want to go back to. It's kind of a, how to say, it's like a level of a bad bootleg. And having a split release with 2 live albums is like, why? These could have been used as a bonus tracks to some album or like bonus CD or whatever, but instead it was reprinted. To be honest, I don't quite get it. If this was like with Predator, sound and whatnot, maybe then, but with this kind of a crappy output, I don't know who this is aimed for. Collector, maybe, but then again, it's a reissue, so why the hell? Now, not much better, or actually no better at all, is this vinyl release by GoORX from China. An interesting place to release underground material. This is not exactly a metal release. Actually, it's very far from it. It's kind of electro music of sorts, and well, as pretty as this vinyl is, I can hardly recommend it to anybody. Here's the track list, all in Finnish, kind of a cult ambient electro whatever dark beat music, and this is why one interesting case. Oh, by the way, here is the English version and also Chinese version of this album name, so you get it that because it's like this, I don't know, this is in Finnish and this name sounds like a Google translated name. I tried to show it you here, just removing the sleeve a little bit more. I'm just plucking a couple of words. They're like, Tornimaista Mustaan hän käveli ja Katosi Metsän, Synkkään, Huokaukseen. Like, what the hell? This translation, yeah, makes sense, but who names album such as this? First of all, it's not very good Finnish. This text doesn't make any sense. This is supposed to be a kind of story album, but musically it's just horrible. This is on Bandcamp fully. I mean, on vinyl this looks great. You get this booklet with a story, English, as you can see. So it's pretty, it looks nice, it feels nice. This is something that is way too easy to just think as like a black metal release. But it's not that. It's just some crappy electro music, which seems to me done under influence of sort of I don't know, drugs or booze or both, or then as a joke. I don't know, but this is really, really horrible in music-wise. If you don't take my word for that, and you never should, by the way, go check out those samples on Bandcamp and you get my drift. If you do like it, however, it's like unlike me, well, I'm happy for ya. I couldn't like it one bit. I was totally force-fed that music, but never, never, never again. Kulttimaa, cult country, cult land. What a horrible name for a band, by the way. Then a little bit better, because it's time to head to Canada. Nachteule might sound like a German name by a German band. Bergdorf is the album name. Very Germanic, in my opinion, is the feeling, but suddenly we have some French titles here. This is from Quebec, which is a city very known for many great bands, and such could have high expectations for this album as well, which is nicely packaged in cool-looking digipack. However, this is more of a disappointment. First of all, this doesn't really sound like the Québécois and the Noir, but more like, I don't know, atmospheric German stuff. Ironic. And to be honest, it's not bad, but it's not that great either. It's just something that goes along, you know, on the background, and you soon start kind of getting the feeling like, why I'm listening to this stuff. It's more like this Cascadian black metal, lengthy tracks, not many good riffs, but more of this kind of a mass of kind of a modern black metal. And all these tracks are way too lengthy. They don't have good riffs, they don't have good production, they don't have good vocals. Everything is just like, yeah, I get where you're going with this demo. Oh, it's not demo, it's full-length album. Crap. Maybe you should just put out this demo. Maybe just certain acquired taste people, I don't know, these Cascadian black metal fans, like who's in the throne room and whatnot. Maybe for that audience this would be totally suitable, maybe even good album. But in my opinion, they are a lot better bands operating on the atmospheric black metal side than Nachteule. So I would say give it a pass. What's next? Let's find out. Now, for a while, it's time to review a demo. This was sent to for Rauta in particular, as you can see from this signed in Azketem CDR demo copy. There is really not much else to see except for these CDR covers. However, lyrics are included on this 4-track demo from Germany. Couldn't find really much information, but everything points that this is just one-man band from German. Teenager, I guess, was mentioned during some sort of a conversation when I got this one. It's a one-man band playing kind of a old school, well, not first wave, but kind of a early 90s black metal. Kind of a buzzing guitar sound, or similar to a early Satanic material. Short intro track, which is next to useless, to be honest, and then some 3 tracks of about 7 minutes each. More on the atmospheric side, mid-tempo and all that synths being used as to create this kind of dark feeling with the album. Now, or demo. To be honest, these tracks are a little bit too lengthy, considering the riff material is not that strong. However, I must say, this atmosphere is pretty damn nice, and also those synths are used wisely. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount. And that Satirican type of guitar sound is actually really, really nice. Vocals could be, I think, a little bit more bold, kind of a more aggressive, more to the point, if you will. But quite good, a demo. As far as I could gather, this is supposed to be their first demo, released already 2018. So considering that it's early stage, this band looks quite promising. It's not great, but it's definitely something going on. So check out that one if you're interested in 1990s atmospheric black metal. The last, but definitely not least, of this pile of Indie 5 is an interesting one. I wasn't originally supposed to actually review this, and why this ended up in Indie 5 is the actual reason. This is not a full metal album as such, but then again it's more metal than Kulttimaa mentioned earlier, so why not give it a go. Released 5th of April 2019 by Swart Records, famous for many different cult metal albums, but as many other things. This is Waste of Space Orchestra. Interesting name for a band, to say the least. Really nice looking digipack, as you can see. Let's take a look on it. This is very space ritual kind of a thing. Like I said, this is not a metal album as such. This is more contemplating on the cosmos, kind of a shamanistic thing, a drone, ambient. Oh crap, now I managed to hurt this digipack a little bit. Maybe too much testosterone coming up, because I'm actually recording this in between a training session. But things happen. So let's take a look on this booklet number 1. So this is a Dark Buddha Rising as well as Oranssi Pazuzu collaboration. All the members from these two bands were creating this album, and originally this was meant to be a kind of a artistic performance on Roadburn Festival, which happened already, but these guys wanted to also take this on a CD, which I think, and also a double LP digital version, but you know, actual recording, and I think it makes this one really nice. As such, this is not your typical stuff, but it definitely has a lot to do with well, Oranssi Pazuzu's and Dark Buddha Rising's material. Drony, doomy, sludgy, kind of metallic at the same time, and at other points very kind of say ambient like. So there is this other booklet as well, filled with photos, filled with this story. So this is very, you know, very total release, considering how much amount has been put into this. Once again, really nice looking package, lots of material. You don't get to see this this much material on typical CD. Lots of pictures and all that put into this one kind of a megalomaniac release. More than 1 hour of material putting all these different styles together. Now obviously this is kind of hard to approach type of an album, because like I said, it's not only one genre, but kind of a interesting blend, interesting mix of all these different genres, but they all make sense in the same way that, say, Dark Buddha Rising or Oranssi Pazuzu makes sense. So for fans of those two bands, this is definitely a must-have thing. But for other people, I don't know, kind of a demands, requires this kind of a acquired taste. You have to be able to embrace music that might be out of your comfort zone, because like I said, this is so many different styles blending or blended together. It's hard to like them all, but then again, it's certainly possible. I mean, because this is not about hyper tempo, you know, death metal riffing or some very extreme black metal, nor this is as riff oriented, say, than traditional heavy power thrash metal, whatnot. So all these sludgy, doomy, droney, ambient elements actually fit together quite well, and as such this is a very strong atmospheric piece, maybe to be used in, I don't know, Indian tobacco kind of a thing. But definitely if you are into these genres, sub-genres, go check it out. This is a very interesting case. Not so much a metal album, but a performance put on a CD, LP and whatnot. This concludes our Indie 5 this time, so interesting bands and not so interesting bands in one video once again. Looking forward to your comments and opinions about these releases and bands, so thank you for watching and see you soon with more reviews coming your way.